Hey kids, welcome back. We're continuing to talk about marbles. Marbles are everywhere. People all over the world like to play marbles, all over the world. That means everywhere in the world. It's the same as all around the world. All around the world, all over the world. So all around, we saw that before. All around the world, all over the world. Like to play marbles. Around the world, over the world, in many different countries, like Iraq. These are kids in Iraq. They're playing marbles. They're having fun. In India, here, these kids are in India. They're playing marbles. I'm American. When I was a kid, we played marbles in America. All over the world, probably in Korea, you can see kids sometimes playing marbles. Can you? I'm interested in that. Yeah, maybe you can tell me. Do you play marbles in Korea? But marbles are played all over the world in many different countries. You can play marbles indoors. You can play marbles outdoors. Indoors means inside your house, inside your school, inside any building where there are walls and there's a ceiling. Inside, indoors. You can play marbles indoors. Or you can play marbles outdoors, outside, right? So there's a sky above you. It's a sunny day. You're in the park. You're in your backyard. You're at the school playground. You can play marbles on any flat ground. The ground must be flat. What does that mean, flat? It can't be like this. This is not flat. It has to be flat. Why? Because if you shoot the marble on a flat surface, the marble goes and then stops. But on a surface that's not flat, you shoot the marble and it keeps going. You have to run after it. You don't want to do that. Okay? So any flat ground, the flat ground here or the flat ground here, you can play marbles. Okay? So be careful. The ground has to be flat. Did you know an interesting fact? The first glass marbles were made in Italy. Right? Before we talked about how are marbles made, we learned that marbles today are often made from glass. The first glass marbles were made in Italy. They first started to be made in Italy when they were made more than 1,000 years ago. Wow, again, a really long time. 1,000 years ago, that's the 10th century, right? Or the 11th century in Italy, right? So a long time ago. It's after the Romans, about 500 years after the Roman Empire. But in the Middle Ages, in Italy, people made glass marbles. And they started playing with glass marbles because it's cheaper than marble, the stone that we talked about earlier. Okay, but they started in Italy, and of course marbles were already being played in many places, but glass marbles then became popular, and people all over the world, people everywhere play marbles. Okay, how do you play marbles? We talked about playing marbles, but what's the game? How do you play? What are the rules? Let's find out in this subject, playing marbles. How can you play marbles? There are many games. Here is one game. It's one game, but there are many games. Maybe you can look on the internet and find other games. But let's talk about one game. Here is one game you can play with marbles. First, draw a circle on the ground. So you draw a circle on the flat ground. Draw a circle. Each player puts 10 marbles inside the circle. In this case, we have 2 players. So this player puts 10 marbles in the circle. This player puts 10 marbles in the circle. How many marbles? 20 marbles, right. But you could play with 3 players, then another 10, that's 30 marbles. 4 players, 40 marbles. Make a bigger circle, okay? So you have many marbles in the circle. So everybody has 10 marbles in the circle. Now what? Shoot 1 marble at another player's marble. Shoot. Remember the picture of the boy on the cover of the book? Look back real quick. See that boy? He's like this, right? He's shooting the marble. If you put the marble on your finger there and with your thumb, you shoot the marble, you can make that marble go fast. It will hit another marble, right? Try to hit it out of the circle. If you do, try to hit another one out. So you shoot your marble at one of these marbles. If you hit it out of the circle, yeah, you get to do it again. Shoot and hit another marble out of the circle. That's if you hit it. If you miss, it's the next player's turn. It is the next player's turn. So the player who hits the most out wins. The most marbles out wins. The player who hits the most out wins. The most what? The most marbles. We don't have to say marbles there. It's okay. We know they're talking about marbles. The person who hits the most out wins. So that sounds like a good game, right? If I'm playing the game, it's my turn first. I try to shoot the marbles. I hit 1 marble out. Yeah, I go again. I hit another marble out. Yeah, I go again. Shoot, I miss. Oh no. It's the other person's turn. Then they shoot the marbles. Okay? If you shoot the most marbles out, if I shoot out 8 marbles and the other person shoots out 6 marbles, I win. Okay? So it's how many? Well, of course, you have to have 20 marbles. That only adds up to 14. So another 6 marbles. Maybe another player hits 6 marbles. But the person who hits the most marbles out, they win. Okay? Now, sometimes people keep the marbles that they hit out of the circle. It's up to you how you play it. Maybe you don't want to lose your marbles. Okay? Don't lose your marbles. Okay. Some people play in marble contests. It's like a contest, and there's like a big tournament. Many people play together, and they try to shoot the marbles out. And he's very serious. He's wearing a uniform. He has pads on his knees, because you have to be on your knees, so maybe apayo. He's protecting his knees, and look, he's getting ready. He's got the marble in his hand, and he's going to use his thumb and shoot that marble out. He just shot it out right there. See, and there's his thumb. And he shot the marble. There goes the marble. Okay, so that's a fun game. It's a good game to play. You can play it inside. You can play it outside, right? All you need is 2 people. If you have 3 people, no problem. Just put more marbles in the circle. Who can shoot the most marbles out of the circle? It's a fun game. Let's take a break here. We'll see you next time.